So here's all the gear that I'm using now. Some of it gets used more, some gets used less. But again, I'm going to start left to right. And I'm going to start right here with this Magnus VT4000 tripod. This I believe I found on Amazon for like 150 bucks. As you can see, it's actually a video tripod. So it has a real nice smooth panning head. So that's awesome. It allows you to do pans, and it's a lot more sturdy, and it's actually a lot taller than my old tripod was, which allows me to get extra height, and with the extra stability I could now use a camera slider, which I purchased as well. This is made by Glide Gear. It's a fairly inexpensive, I want to say it was like 60 to 80 bucks. You know, some sliders cost way too much, especially if you get into like the really professional stuff, but this is, again, I found it on B&H Photo. I want to say it's 80 bucks, so it wasn't too bad for a slider. There are some DIY options, but this one is decent. Unfortunately, I haven't had a whole lot of time to practice with it, and you know, it's one of those things that there's definitely a pretty steep learning curve to. I know it sounds really simple. You just, you know, put your camera on it and slide it around, but it really takes some finesse and some skill to be good at it. On the top, I added a ball mount so that I can adjust my camera angle. The slider itself does not come with that, so you really need that to adjust your angles. Otherwise, you're pretty much limited in what you can do, and you won't get a good result. Also, on the bottom, I've added a mounting plate for my tripod. I actually have 3 of these mounting plates. One for my slider. This one I typically use for my GoPro if I'd ever want to tripod mount that. And the third one is on my DSLR, which I'm filming with right now. So that's basically it when it comes to, you know, tripod, slider, and camera mounting, other than what I showed you previously with my car window mount. As far as camera mounting goes, that's it. I picked up an extra battery charger. This one actually has a 12-volt adapter, so I can charge my batteries in the car if, you know, I'm on a road trip or whatever, which is always useful. Again, with batteries, I picked up 4 additional batteries. This is actually the original. This is the Sony. I picked up 2 of them. These are Pure Stone. They're awesome. They're just a lot cheaper than Sony. And this is, I don't even know what, some cheap, crappy Chinese knockoff. I got 2 of these, which actually came with this charger. And actually, none of these batteries have given me any issue. If you're going to be shooting video, especially HD video, it's always a good idea to have extra batteries, because your camera kills batteries like nothing shooting video. So it's always a good idea to have a ton of batteries and to keep them charged up so you're always ready to go. Below that, I have a couple card readers. This Insignia one I think was 20 bucks. It has an SD slot and a micro SD slot. This Lexar one came with one of my memory cards that I got, and this is just for micro SDs. I have 3 micro SD cards. I have an 8 gig, a 16 gig, and a 64 gig. These 2 are Lexar. This 8 gig is SanDisk. As far as SD cards, I actually have 2 16 gigs. One is in the camera, which I'm using right now. Then I expanded to a 32 gig, and ultimately now I just purchased a 128 gig several months ago, and I much prefer Lexar cards over SanDisk. I'm not knocking SanDisk, I just have issues with their stuff sometimes. Their cards like to corrupt sometimes. I don't know why. It just depends on what you're using and the format and, you know, the software and all that stuff. I've never had an issue with a Lexar card. Never, not once. And even if you do, they have great customer service. You know, if you're using Lexar, they pretty much back up all their stuff. Don't quote me on that. You know, I don't know if there's policies have changed or anything. You'd have to check out their website, but I love Lexar. I'm a huge fan, so I always buy a Lexar card whenever I can. And just for the record, memory cards are getting super cheap. This 128 gig is actually 1000x speed, which is 150 megabytes per second. This one cost about the same as this 32 gig did, which is a 600 speed. These basically cost the same, except I bought this one like 3 years previous or so, maybe 4. So memory cards, good memory cards, are getting very cheap. And this 1000X, I mean, this is pretty much as good as it gets. Obviously, there's much better out there now for professionals, but this is more card than you'll ever need shooting any type of video for YouTube. So I'm very happy with all of these cards, but especially the Lexars. Moving on, I have a 6-foot extension cable for my microphone, and I also have a 25-foot extension for my microphone. I purchased these when I was using my lav mic, which I'm using right now, to give me extra distance. You'll see it in my 10 Things I Hate video. You know, I need some extra distance because a lav mic has to go on your body, and you need that extra distance to get away from the actual camera. So that's what I primarily would use these for, but they're useful to have in it for anything else. The newest addition to the family here is this Rode shotgun mic. This is like the shotgun mic to have. I've wanted it basically since I started YouTube, but I just didn't have the money for it. Like I said, that Polson microphone was 20 bucks. The EdgeTiGuy microphone that I'm using right now, which I'll show you in a minute, I want to say cost around $40 or so, maybe 60 in total. This here is about $130 with, they actually have this dead cat, which actually blocks out the wind. It's a windshield. So these two pieces cost about $130. And I also had to buy this extra mount. It's an adapter to allow you to mount a standard accessory onto a Sony camera, because Sony decided to be unique and different and put some stupid proprietary mount on their cameras. So their cameras only accept their, you know, unique mounts. So I actually had to spend an extra 20 bucks and get a mount just to mount a standard thing. As you could probably tell, I'm not a big fan of proprietary crap that makes the end user spend more money to buy stupid adapters and stuff, you know, whether it's electronics or cars or whatever. But anyway, now I have the shotgun mic, so hopefully I'll be able to use that more and get away from my lav mic, because it's a pain in the butt to always, you know, wire myself up. And I'm actually going to show you my lav mic right now. This is the EdgeTiGuy, I think it's the ETM008. It's one of the most expensive ones that they have. It's unidirectional, so it's basically like a mini shotgun mic, from what I understand. I want to say it was $40 to $60 or so. It really wasn't that expensive, but it's an awesome microphone. It's very similar to the Polson that I just showed you guys a little while ago, except first of all, it doesn't have a battery, and second of all, the cable is much shorter, so it doesn't tangle, and the cable is actually thicker, so it also you know, reduces its likelihood of tangling. But I'm very happy with this mic. I've never had an issue with it. I don't have to worry about, you know, whether I turned it on or not. But this is what I'm using right now. It's still kind of a pain in the butt to use because I always have to, you know, wire it up and clip it on me, and then I can't go anywhere with it. So I'm very much looking forward to using my Rode mic in the future. But that's what I have right now. Moving along, I have my GoPro, which I purchased a few months ago. I have had a GoPro. This whole box here is just random crap for my GoPro. As you can see, I still have my Hero 2. It does not work at the moment. I'm not sure if it's just the battery that's dead, which is highly likely that's what it is. But at this point, it's really not even worth it for me to, you know, replace the battery, because the Hero 2 had great footage, great video quality for when it was out, but by today's standards, it pretty much sucks. So I really don't have any intention in using that too much, so I'm not too worried about it. But this whole box is just random GoPro, you know, bits and pieces. I have my Hero 4 here. It's the silver edition, not the black, because I felt silver was really all that I need for what I needed to use it for. So I'm happy with it. And I have 2 batteries. This charger here actually came with an extra battery, and it allows you to charge it through USB. So whether you plug it into the wall or your computer or whatever, you know, you could charge your batteries for your GoPro, which is awesome. And that's awesome too, because I could just plug this into my car, and you know, these batteries like to die fast too when you're shooting HD video. I have the standard mount that it came with. This is actually an adapter to allow you to use a microphone with your GoPro, which is awesome. This is also from IgnitionTube. This works awesome and is great quality, so I'm very happy with this. And as you can see, I obviously have the suction cup mount. This mount is actually from my Hero 2 when I had that, but it still works great. And I also purchased a skeleton mount so that I can mount my microphone and you know, use it anywhere that I don't need a full cover for it. So that's all I really have. Again, still, I don't have a whole lot of equipment, but as you can see, I have gathered a lot more than I used to have. So with that being said, I guess I'll close out this video. All right, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I am trying to keep my videos a little bit shorter. I know that a lot of them are too long for most people, and that's cool, I understand. So I'm trying to cut them down a little bit. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will check out the follow-up video when I post that. I can't say that it's going to be next week. I'm not sure when. I have a lot of videos in the pipeline right now that I'm working on that I want to do. Other things that are coming up. So I'm not sure when it's going to go up, but when it does, you should check that out, because you really don't need all that much to get into YouTube. And I feel like there's kind of this myth out there, like this black cloud, that, you know, people think that they need all this crazy gear to get started, and you really don't. So check that video out when it comes out. But I just wanted to say thank you for, you know, subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting, and especially thank you for welcoming me back. There's so many of you who just gave an overwhelming response in the comments, just saying thanks, you know, welcome back. I'm glad that I have such awesome subscribers and that you are all so understanding. You know, that just kind of blew me away. I really wasn't expecting that big of a welcome back. So it's great to be back. You know, I was so busy with school and so stressed that I honestly didn't even want to make YouTube videos. I had so much else on my mind that I had to take care of. So now that that's gone, like, I just feel great being back. I'm finally catching up on all my other channels. B is for Build, TJ Hunt, Evan Shanks, as you could see. This is when he hit 50K. I don't care, I'll plug other channels. You know, that's what YouTube's about, just sharing other channels and showing what you like. And, you know, it's a big car community and we're all on the same page. So, yeah, I'm catching up on videos. I'm enjoying watching them. I'm enjoying making new videos too. So, again, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because I'll have more stuff coming out throughout the summer. And again, just thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.